When Clara witnesses a terrified young girl fleeing from shadowy figures, she discovers a dark secret that powerful people will kill to protect. Clara Wilson shuffled her grocery bags as she stepped off the bus, the familiar ache in her knees reminding her of her 68 years. The December air bit through her wool coat as she turned down Maple Street, passing the shuttered bakery where she'd bought Dennis birthday cakes for 30 years. A whimper cut through the night. Clara froze. Behind the dumpster of Lewis Pharmacy, a small figure trembled, a girl no older than 12, her dress torn, one shoe missing. "Help me," the child mouthed silently. Heavy footsteps echoed nearby. Without thinking, Clara thrust her groceries aside and opened her arms. The girl lunged into them just as two men rounded the corner. "There you are, Grandma," Clara barked louder than she'd spoken in years, clutching the shaking child. "I told you not to wander off." The men hesitated. One had a jagged scar splitting his eyebrow. The other wore a navy peacoat too expensive for the neighborhood. "Move along," Clara ordered in her best retired nurse voice. The men exchanged glances but kept walking. Clara didn't breathe until they turned the corner. The girl's fingers dug into her side. "They'll come back," she whispered. "The bad doctor always finds us." A crumpled hospital bracelet peeked from the girl's sleeve. Before Clara could ask questions, her phone buzzed a news alert about missing foster children. She stared at the girl's hollow eyes, recognizing the look from her nursing days. Not illness, terror. "Come on, sweetheart," Clara said, her heart pounding. "Let us get you warm." But as they walked toward her apartment, she spotted a black sedan idling down the block, the passenger window lowered just enough to reveal the glint of a camera lens. Clara's apartment smelled of lavender and old books, a stark contrast to the girl's trembling silence. She'd introduced herself as Lily, clutching the teacup with hands that bore needle marks. "They take us at night," Lily whispered, her voice fraying. "The doctor gives us shots so we don't fight." Clara's nursing instincts flared. She examined Lily's bracelet. "St. Margaret's Hospital, a facility known for its wealthy donors." The sedan outside hadn't moved. Clara drew the blinds. "Who's the bad doctor, Lily?" The girl's eyes welled. "He wears shiny shoes. They call him the Collector." A photo fell from Lily's pocket as she reached for more tea. A group of children in hospital gowns. Dated 2 weeks prior. Clara's blood ran cold. The third boy from the left was Tommy, a missing foster child from her church. Her phone buzzed with a text from the shelter where she volunteered. "Urgent, check your volunteer email." The message contained a patient transfer list. Lily's name scheduled for discharge to a private donor. Clara's hand shook. She opened her late husband's antique desk, removing his old revolver. A knock rattled the door. "Mrs. Wilson." "Police," a deep voice called. Lily whimpered. Through the peephole, Clara saw the scarred man from earlier now in uniform. His partner held a duffel bag with a red cross hastily painted on it. "Not police. Ambulance." "Open up, ma'am. We have orders to collect a runaway." Clara slid the gun into her apron pocket. "One moment," she hurped, nudging Lily toward the fire escape. As the men broke the door down, Clara fired a warning shot into the ceiling. The blast echoed like judgment. The gunshot's echo still rang in Clara's ears as she and Lily stumbled down the fire escape into the alley. Rain slicked the metal steps, threatening to betray them with every footfall. At the bottom, a weathered hand grabbed Clara's arm. "This way," hissed Mrs. Flores, the building's 72-year-old superintendent, holding open a maintenance door. They ducked into the basement just as shouts came from above. "I saw them on the cameras," Mrs. Flores muttered, leading them through a maze of laundry rooms. "Those men aren't cops. They re from Hartwell Group, big donors at St. Margaret's." Clara's mind raced. Hartwell's CEO had spoken at her Rotary Club last month about philanthropic innovations. The basement door creaked open to reveal Father Joe, the shelter's chaplain, holding car keys. "My sister runs a safe house upstate," he said, but Lily froze, clutching Clara's sleeve. "We can go. Sarah is still there. She helped me escape." "They'll kill her." Clara knelt, rain dripping from her curls. "Where, Lily?" The girl drew a shaky map on a dryer sheet. "A Hartwell-owned warehouse by the river, marked with a crying face." Father Joe paled. "That's where they stored donated medical supplies." A crash sounded upstairs. The paramedics were close. Mrs. Flores pressed a set of keys into Clara's hand. "Take my nephew's food truck. The GPS knows the way." As they slipped out the back, Clara spotted the black sedan again, but this time, a familiar face peered out. Dr. Eleanor Park, St. Margaret's chief pediatrician, who'd spoken at Dana's funeral. Her manicured finger pointed straight at them. The food truck's engine sputtered as Clara pulled behind the abandoned Hartwell warehouse. Its windows boarded like closed eyes. Lily pointed to a rusted service entrance. "That's where they took us after the hospital." Rain slapped the pavement as Clara withdrew Dana's revolver, its weight foreign in her knitting calloused hands. Inside, sterile white halls belied the building's decay. They passed rooms labeled processing and recovery, their doors ajar to reveal empty beds with restraints. A childish whimper echoed from downstairs. Clara's nursing instinct screamed at the smell, antiseptic masking something darker. In the basement, they found Sarah shackled to a cot and Eve dripping cloudy fluid into her arm. Lily rushed to her friend as Clara scanned the charts, each bearing Hartwell letterhead and the words Project Second Chance. It is a transplant racket, Clara realized, reading the blood work. They rematching kids to wealthy clients. Footsteps flattered above. Dr. Park's voice carried down the stairs. Check the basement. The old woman as predictable. Claire shoved files into her bag as Lily freed Sarah. They fled through a ventilation shaft, emerging behind the building, but as they ran toward the truck, headlights flared. The black sedan blocked their exit, Dr. Park stepping out in a lab coat splattered with rain. Clara, she sighed, why couldn't you just volunteer at the library like a good retiree? A van rolled up beside her, its side door sliding open to reveal the paramedics from earlier. Clara raised the revolver, her voice steady for the first time in years. You'll never touch these children again, a siren wailed in the distance. Dr. Park smiled. That is not the police, dear. That is our extraction team. The revolver trembled in Clara's hands as the extraction van doors opened. But instead of armed men, news cameras flooded out, followed by federal agents. Dr. Park's smile vanished. What is this? A familiar voice answered Mrs. Flores stepping from a police cruiser with Father Joe. Live broadcast, she said, holding up Clara's phone, still streaming to every major network. While fleeing, Clara had secretly activated her church as prayer chain app and 300 seniors had screen recorded the warehouse footage. The agents moved in, coughing Dr. Park as Lily hugged Sarah tight. Hartwell's board sang like canaries, an FBI agent told Clara. Turns out rich people hate life sentences. Weeks later, Clara sat with the girls at a sunny cafe, her Volunteer of the Year award beside and touch pie. Lily slid over a newspaper. Hartwell dissolved, St. Margaret is under new management, and 17 children reunited with families. Your husband would be proud, Mrs. Flores said. Clara smiled, watching the girls laugh, but as rain began to fall, she had a black car across the street until Lily squeezed her hand. It is okay, the girl whispered, we're still here. Clara realized the truth, evil might linger, but so would she, and next time she'd be ready.